Mindset Elevator on this Friday evening. All right, I'm going to be on here for a little bit. Happy Friday, January 31st, okay, 2025. Everybody, I hope you guys have been having an awesome week, taking care of yourselves, enjoying the week, enjoying life to the fullest always. All right, you always have to love life and you always have to live life and you live by your own terms and you do what you want to do, okay? I'm going to get into it. I'm going to be on here for a little bit. And I want to say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I want to say thank you guys so much for, elevating the channel, supporting in every which way you guys have. It's always, always appreciated, okay? So I'm going to go in a moment, all right? I thank you guys for the good vibes always, all right? Always good vibes, always, elevated energy that I feel on here. Hey, DJ, hope you're doing awesome. Hey, Jeff. Hey, everybody. Thambika, hope you're doing well. I hope I pronounced your name correctly there. Hey, David. Hey, Dara. Hey, Jose. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys have been feeling great. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed January 2025 as it comes to a close, right? And I'm looking forward to all the other months of the year and looking forward to continued elevation, okay? I'm good, Jose. How about you? Hey, Illuminated. Hey, everybody. Hey, Bike Warrior, my son's birthday is tomorrow. All right, so that's why I came on here a little bit earlier because there's a lot of prep going into that. Um, when there's a party, I tend to go a little, I go hard. I go hard when it's an event. So I tend to think way ahead, nights before, days before, and it's a first birthday, so it's a serious thing. Thank you, everybody. Hey, PLJ, hope you're doing great. And everybody, I want to let you guys know that memberships have been disabled at this time. Um, Once again, I'm moving in another direction here. I did memberships for about a year and a quarter or so, and it was really great. It was really, really awesome. And now I want to be really pinpointed on making content that services everybody, okay? And that's why I disabled the memberships at this time. So I thank everybody who was a member of the Mindset Elevator, and I hope you guys continue to rock out with the channel, all right? And I love everybody. I love everybody. Thank you guys so much. Marlon says, hey, from Houston. Nice to see you guys. Thank you guys for the well wishes for my son. Thank you guys so much. All right. Um, I'm going to talk about something that I feel as though a lot of us have experienced here on the Mindset Elevator, and it's slander, right? It's the defamation of character. It's people ripping into your character, trying to mislead people about who you are, trying to misguide people about who you are portraying yourself to be. All right. Slander is meant to destroy you, destroy your social standing, even if you never cared about it prior. All right. It's meant to make you look out of control, out of character, make you seem like an imposter, make it seem like you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. All right. Slander is meant to bring into doubt who you are and who you've been portraying yourself to be. It's meant to hurt you. It's meant to make you look bad. All right. Slander is normally spread by people who hate on us. All right. It's people who decide that, you know what? Everything they've tried thus far has not been successful in destroying you. All right. Maybe they haven't been able to take something from you, something tangible. Maybe they've not been able to quite get that done. What they've resorted to now is to go out there in the community and actually talk your name to filth and spread a lot of lies and put forth a lot of deceit, hoping that people believe the deceit instead of who you show up to be, who you present yourself to be. Slander is meant to hurt you. All right. It's meant to make people look at you a little funny, make people question who you are, question your character, question your status, question your skills, talents, and abilities. It could be where people are trying to like downgrade your skills and try to make it seem like you're not as skilled and kind of like dragging your name to filth in the process, hoping that people maybe don't buy into what you're selling. That could be literally, that could be figuratively. People, slander. When it comes to slander, the the perpetrator wants to create doubt. all right, around your name. They want people to dislike you. They might even want people to actually flat out hate you, right? Hate you because they don't want people to actually see who you really are. They don't want people to come into contact with you and actually like you and be able to bond with you. Slander is meant to make people think twice about who you actually are, and hoping that you'll be alone, you'll be left out, you'll be confused and disoriented by, the lack of maybe support. It goes far with these perpetrators. They really want to drive a wedge, between you and, people in your life that you could be building bonds with. For example, you could, you're doing your own thing, right? And then the hater in your life, because they see people gravitate towards you, for example, and they have a gripe with you that no one else has a gripe with you. Like no one else has a problem, but they have a problem with you and they can't shake it. So to combat this feeling, that because it's making them uncomfortable, they will try to like talk to people that or talk to people who are becoming more acquainted with yourself, and try to like mislead them about the person that they know, which is you. Like, hey, I wouldn't trust him if I were you. He does this, she does that. Last time I checked, he was really doing this, she was really into that. I know you like them, I know you, but that's not who they really are. And it's meant to like change the narrative, change people's perceptions of you. Slander, here's the thing though, and I'm going to read a few comments here. Here's the thing about slander: it doesn't work. It's fruitless. It doesn't work because people are going to recognize that there are obvious discrepancies with what the perpetrators are telling them and what they see from you. There are obvious discrepancies that cannot be denied, that cannot be ignored. Like, for example, if the perpetrator in your world is saying you're not skilled as you think you are, but then all you show and display are your skills, talents, abilities, I mean, you go all in, you go hard. There's no denying that you are highly talented. You get rewarded for your talents. You're getting higher because of it. So as much as they spew this hatred and negativity, there's this undeniable factor about how you actually move. It's how you move is the concrete evidence, is the concrete proof. Living, breathing proof that you are who you say you are. The way you move is because that's who you are. You never decided to be anybody else but yourself. You know who you are, you move as such. And so it's like the perpetrators' whole scheme here falls apart. It backfires because people have two eyes. People could see what you're working with. They could tell that you are who you are, and they could tell that who they've been misled, they've been misled about you. They could see that you're skilled. They could see it's the opposite. If you guys kind of catch my drift. Yeah, Ethereal says devil slander to hinder your connections and progress. Oh, yes. And slander is also meant to hurt you so deeply that it causes confusion within yourself. Because if the slander is severe enough that it can move a community about you, then imagine the effect it could have on the victim, right? Who is thinking like, wow, is it really like that? Am I really like that? Like, am I really, so unskilled? And, it could mess your brain up if you aren't, if you don't, remain rigid, remain solid. You got to remember who you are and remember that you're the one that's doing all the work to get to the glory, right? The slanderous individuals in your life are haters. Let's not get it twisted. These individuals they're not thinking highly of you at this time, because if they were, they wouldn't go out in the community and try to change the face of things or try to change people's perception of you. They're concerned that people will actually realize who you really are, realize what your potential really looks like. Not only the potential, but the enormity of your potential. It's not, itty bitty. It's not skimpy. You're abundant in potential. You're abundant in light. You're abundant in joy. You keep getting blessed, Maybe slanderous people are going to make it seem like you don't really have it like that. They may be going out in the community and saying, yeah, it might seem that Tommy has it all going on, but last time I checked, his mom funded that. His bro funded that. Like they might make it seem like you didn't get it by yourself, or you had help, you have assistance. It's too good to be true. Trying to plant doubt in the minds of the community, in the minds of the family, in the minds of the workplace, trying to cast doubt, create doubt, surrounding your existence and surrounding what you have going on. Hey Nadia, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you guys are all feeling great. I'm so happy to see familiar faces and new faces. All right, it's great. It's great. Yeah, M Twist says that's why I have a small circle. I don't blame you. You know what I mean? It's much more enticing, you know? And even for myself too, it's like I really try to combat negativity in my world, but at the same time, I gravitate towards the world. I gravitate towards humanity. It's just one of my favorite things. I love people, I like connections, right? But there's just something so comforting about knowing what you have going on around you, taking stock of your own life, taking stock of your own circle, and finding joy and finding peace in that you're not entertaining drama, or at least you're trying to mitigate or trying to minimize, you know, the possibility of negativity, you know, really affecting you that bad. You know, when it comes to slander, slander actually could be a crime. Slander could it could be a crime, you know, especially when people are actually like trying to destroy, you know, your business or something that you're building out here. And I hope that nobody has had to experience that, but I know some people, you know, have been slandered, and it has affected their livelihood, where it's getting so bad that they've had to get a lawyer, they've had to get the law involved, they had to get, you know, letters, you know, getting the courts involved, whatever it might be, to stop the slander, or to try to reverse or try to explain how it's affecting your livelihood. But mostly, the thing about slander that I will say is kind of unnerving is that it just seems to have an adverse effect. I don't think the perpetrators understand what exactly they're doing here, because to them, they're just trying to ruin you, right? They're trying to ruin you and alert everybody to this side of you that nobody knows about and that they should know. But the thing about these individuals that I find perplexing is that they're doing the opposite. Like, they're giving you exposure, they're giving you clout, they're giving you attention by these actions, which is alerting people about how you're like this and you're like that. Humans are naturally curious. Humans are going to want to find out whether or not the person that is the subject of this slander is really that way, right? And so now you have all these people flocking to you, asking you questions, trying to figure out what's going on with you. And all of them are going to see that you are a whole different type of person from what's being outwardly, you know, demonstrated about you. So the perpetrators are not very bright in this, with this venture. You know, like, you're trying to slander my name. Meanwhile, I have people hitting me up that I don't even know. It's just an example. Hitting me up trying to figure out what's going on. Or when they finally meet me in person and they realize I'm parallel to what other people around have been describing to them, they're confused, just as I am, you know, like, oh, you're Andrea? Oh, really? I heard some things about you. They don't want to say what the things are. You know, slander is meant to make you feel isolated without you knowing what happened, or without knowing what hit you. It's kind of like walking into the room thinking that you're okay with everybody in the room. Meanwhile, these individuals have been fed lies about you. All of a sudden, now they're all acting different. A lot of times, rumors, gossip, can be surrounding your name, can be surrounding your life, because people just find you to be a very interesting individual. It has an adverse effect. The slander, it backfires because it generates interest in you, right? So where people are kind of like, listen, you know, we had the perpetrators here who are angry. They're obviously jealous by your light, you know, by your life, your light, what you do, how you move. And they don't want other people to see what made them jealous of you in the first place. You know, they don't want people to see that you're bright spirited, that you're a go-getter, that you're wise, you're intelligent, you are successful. They don't want people to notice that about you. They don't want people to see that in you. They know, they see it, that's why they're hating. So they don't want other people to, for it to be a more genuine thing, if you know what I mean. Like, they can't be genuine with you because they got that jealousy bug, but they know it's a high chance that people outside of them will not be jealous of you, that will be very gracious to you, very open to you, because you're so different and you're so awesome. And they don't want people to see you that way. They want people to think that there's something off with you and that you should be stayed away from, or they should be wary. They should be taken, be careful with you. It boils down to jealousy, as a lot of things do. All right. Jealousy, slander, mad. People sometimes will slander you because they don't get their way. Like if you stand up for yourself, then you're going to be slandered. People are going to go out there and start talking about, oh, you said this and you said that and you were aggressive and this, that, and the third. But they fail to mention what they've done. They fail to mention what would have caused such a reaction from you in the first place. So it's like they leave a lot of things out. That's how you know they're jealous. That's how you know there's something off with this, because it's like they don't tell the full story. They don't want to tell about what's really going on, how why they really feel the way they feel. Like for example, somebody might question them like, why do you think that of them? And they can't express it. They can't explain it. It's kind of like, I just know. I just have a feeling. It's just the way he looks. It's just the way he moves. But what is the way that he moves? It's because you move right. It's because perhaps you move in a way where they can't reach or they can't penetrate that. A lot of the times when you're making your own types of moves and people are intimidated by the moves you make and they can't figure it out and they can't track it and they can't tamper with it, in their minds, they're thinking, okay, well, there's something off with you because I can't track you, or there's something off with you because I can't figure out your brain, how you do what you do. So they start becoming skeptical, or they convince themselves that there's something off about you, and then they start spreading lies and spreading rumors, engaging in gossip about you and everything that you are about. So slander can be problematic. Yep. Yep. Ethereal says, I see micro expressions. I feel what you're saying. It's like you could kind of sense and you can kind of see, like, even if what would go over some people's heads, you know what I mean? It doesn't go over our head. Like, we notice a lot of things that happen in our world, or slight changes in environment, little things that just that have differed, vibes that change, people changing, energy changing, switching, shifting, it could be like that. um I've been slandered. I have been slandered. You know I can say that I haven't had a great deal of this. It has happened, with particular people. They've really gone very far, very, very far, right? It's to the point where it's people who I don't know, right? Like, it's bad enough that they're going around to people that you do know and who know you or maybe know of you and saying this and that and the third, trying to cause confusion, trying to ruin your reputation. But it's bad. They're a hater. When they start spreading lies about you to people who never heard of you, who never met you, right? There's an individual that I've had to deal with in the past who would talk to people who I never spoke to yet or who I haven't met yet. So when I would finally meet the person, they would, once again, it's this statement like, oh, you're Andrea, or oh, this is who you are. Like, I've had people make statements like that as though they're not understanding how I am who I am after they've heard other things. Like, why are they so surprised? Oh, you're Andrea? I've literally had people like say that, right? And they're pulling up with somebody who I know is a problem, right? So I know that if you're pulling up with a hater, right? And then they know that they're gonna encounter me, right? And then I'm talking to them, I'm laughing with them, I'm trying to make them feel comfortable, whatever the situation might be. And they're kind of like, oh, you're Andrea. Like, they're shocked. They're taken aback that, and why would that be? Why are they saying that? Why are they so surprised, by who I am or who I'm presenting myself to be? It's like, this is what it is too. It's like, the haters know that when their folks come around, some people can't even bring their folks around you. Some folks cannot even bring their people around you because they know their folks will like you a lot. that their people will like you, that their folks will gravitate towards you. You're a magnet, So with these slanderous individuals in the picture, these people are going to try to already cast doubt in that person's mind, like kind of like prep them for encountering you, but with negativity, like, oh, she's not good, he's not cool, and that he's weird. You'll see. And then what they see is somebody that shines bright, someone who is humble, someone who is kind, somebody who can have real conversations. This is exactly what they didn't want other people to see. But they thought their words held more weight than your character. It's very bizarre. I mean, you could say anything about me, but when I pull up, when I come, you're going to see who I really am. So your words mean nothing, right? You could talk my name to filth. You could say all types of, distasteful things, but I'm still going to shine in the way that I know how, despite the words that you've spoken over my life, or despite the negativity you've spread, or the confusion that you've created about who I am. People are going to see who I really am, and that's the power in being you. Be you, and it's always going to be obvious what is real, what is fake, what is fraudulent, what is being rehearsed. And with you, the slanderous people, they don't like how you shine. They don't like when people notice you. They don't like when people talk to you and people like you a lot. They don't like when people gravitate towards you. People think you're attractive. People think that you're successful. They know that about you. They don't want everybody to see that in you. They want people to feel that you are the opposite. And they'll go hard. They'll work extra hard, pro bono work, not getting paid, not getting nothing. Right. In fact, what they're doing here is going to have an adverse effect, because you're just going to move like how you move. People are going to see that who you really are. Right. And that there's no faking it. When you come around, there's no fake. Right. And, with slander as well, it's kind of scary that people go that far to like taint your name or taint your image. Like they want to try so hard to make sure that nobody believes in you, or that nobody trusts you, nobody likes you, nobody buys into what you're saying, nobody supports you in general. They're intimidated by you. The people that slander you are intimidated by you. They're intimidated because you have a lot of skills, you're attractive, you're doing well. You made it out the mud, perhaps. Because you made it out of the mud, it's kind of, it makes you seem very solid, right? Like, wow, you got out of your situation, you're rising above everything that you've been through. It makes you look real attractive, real alluring, somebody that people would want to know, right? Somebody that people would gravitate to, for sure. The biggest reason why slander will backfire is because people will see the real you. People could say anything they want about you, but these folks have to come and have a real conversation with you sometime. And perhaps they'll see that they've been misled, and they got to be wary of the perpetrator, not you. They got to be worried about the person who's that hateful, right? That they would go out on these excursions, trying to, spread doubt, create hate, a hate campaign, a smear campaign around your name, around your character. It's just gross. I find it to be strange, right? Like, do you not have anything else better to do? But they fit it in their itinerary. You best believe these people, when they're hateful enough, jealous enough, there is no stopping a person like this. They will go out there and they will drag your name to filth, hoping that nobody believes in you. Everybody just kind of overshadows you, overlooks you. But the real ones, once again, the perpetrators slipped up, because what they've done here now is create interest around your name. It's going to be a lot of people that come around you trying to figure out who you really are, what you're really about, what you stand for, because the perpetrator did a lot of talking and now they want to do a lot of investigating. Then you make a lot of friends. or then you get a lot of acquaintances because people see that you're actually quite cool. They realize that you're genuine. They realize that you're solid, you're real. You're nothing like what the slanderous individuals claimed that you were, right? They're realizing that there are discrepancies and they're very severe, right? These are not just little, small, little inconsistencies about them describing you to others. These are purposefully crafted lies, gossip, right? Maybe if something did happen in your world, they completely twist it into something else so that people believe that, right? Hoping that you have no friends, you don't have a trusted relative, you don't have nobody and nothing to back you up, right? And so they hide behind these lies, they hide behind the smear campaign. It's kind of sick, it's kind of twisted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Goldie says 100. Hope you guys doing well. Thank you, Goldie, so much for stopping by here. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ethereal says whole tribe of haters throwing shade. Who needs an umbrella? Who needs a tree? You know, with these types of folks around, you have all the shade that you require. But it's obviously not the type of shade you want to be up under, right? These slanderous people, the words that they spoke on your name does not fly. It does not hold water. There's no substance behind it. What is behind it is a jealous hater who can't seem to get their ducks lined up in a row. They're not trying to. They're clearly distracted by you, right? And slander, when people start talking your name in this sort of negative way, I believe that there is an obsession level here. There's an element of obsession here, right? Where someone would go so hard, so far. All right, once again, pro bono work here, going so hard to get people to turn away from you because they want people to believe that you're not skilled, that you're not nice, that you're rude. You could be really nice to people, right? Really, really nice. And perhaps you've let somebody stay in your house, for example. I like to give examples, here and there. And somebody stayed in your house, but they've overstayed their welcome and you've had to communicate that with them. And so they're really huffy and they're really mad and haughty about it. And then when they're kicked out, they go around telling people you're rude, you're gross, your floors creak, like, you know, you're nothing, you had to sleep on the couch. So ungrateful. These people will slander. It could be after you helped them, you guided them, you aided them in some kind of way. They will turn around, they'll snake you. They'll say, oh, you're not good, you're not nice, you're not the nice person that you appear to be. And it's kind of sick. You know what I mean? That you could be there for people, help people, try to be the nicest person you could be to them. They turn around, they talk all types of crazy about you, things that you would not believe because maybe you have built a rapport with them. Maybe they are somebody you consider close. You'd be surprised who's just doing this behind the background, just doing a lot of this. And, maybe 2 days before you were sitting right beside them. It can get twisted, it can get bizarre, no doubt. It's it all backfires. That's the thing that I revel in because I know, speaking from experience, I've been attacked verbally just many times before mentally, people trying to really get at me. And one thing I know for sure that always comes from these negative situations is clarity. Clarity and is the truth. And I revel in that. I enjoy that because it's not really much that I have to do except for be myself. And then the truth always comes out that way because the truth always prevails when you're being yourself. And people are spreading lies about you, people talking negatively about you. You being you is the proof. It's what everyone required to see how you really are, to see how, it's crazy. Slander is harmful. It's very, very harmful. It's very wicked. Because with slander, it's a purposeful act where you're trying to ruin the credibility of an individual. right? You're trying to rip into their character so that people do not believe in them, so that people do not trust them, like them, support them. So once again, it's almost like they're trying to tamper with your livelihood, try to mess with your brain to distort the view of you, the perception of you, because they're jealous. You know what I mean? They're just a hater. They are jealous of you. They are envious of you. They feel some type of way that you're skilled in the proportions that you are. They don't feel like you should be. They feel like there's a cap. There should be a cap to your elevation, and there isn't a cap. They can't accept that. So they go out and they start distorting the minds of other people. They know they can't mess with you, but they try to mess with other people now. And that's how you know this is a severe issue that this person has. Going so hard, going so long, trying to get everybody to turn away from you when all they do is cause people to flock to you, right? From sheer, enticement. People really genuinely being interested to see if it's true, what's not about you. So a lot of the things that haters do, they just kind of backfire. It doesn't quite, convert into what they were hoping. Like they were hoping that everybody was going to hate on you, but really people start to love you. People start to, really become connected to you. People start showing interest. That was literally what they didn't want. And that ends up happening from their campaigning. Their campaign, it wasn't what you outwardly tried to do. Everybody's coming at you, asking you questions. It's what they started. They instigated this, and now it backfired on them, you know? And you know what they're going to do afterwards? Do you have a guess what they're going to do after they see that their tactics of slander were not successful? What I've seen is that they drop the people who they misled about you. That's what I've noticed. Like they may have someone may have told somebody else that you were this and you were that. When that person realized that that was all a lie and they start taking interest in you, the perpetrator will cut them off too. The perpetrator realizes that they can't change that person's mindset about you, what they really see. So they'll drop them. I've seen this. Especially when they see that you guys vibe well. Maybe a person that they're cool with, the perpetrator brings that person around. Then that person becomes interested in you because they've heard the slander, but they were open to meeting you. Then they realize you're so awesome. They want to hang with you all the time. They want to chill again. They really like your vibe and things like that. And it's like the perpetrator realizes that, wow, the person who is the subject of my jealousy just took my best friend, or like, making friends, being buddy with the person I literally misled them to about, like it's kind of like what? It has an adverse effect. So they'll cut them off, and they'll still try the slander with other people, hoping that anybody would believe that you're not who you say you are, you're not this, you're not that. Slander is problematic, very problematic, because we're just doing our own thing. We didn't ask for this, right? We're doing what we do best, which is being real, doing what we love to do. And slanderous people hate that. They hate that you have your own style, right? Perhaps it makes them feel inferior to you that you have your own flexes, you have your own style. It's not a knockoff. With you, everything is genuine. So they want people to believe that what you do is actually fake, or what you do is force, or what you do is for a show. And the thing also that I find interesting about slanderous people is like, it's very risky. It's very, very risky to slander somebody, because it's always going to get back to the victim. And the victim's going to be like, what? And everybody else who sees the real is going to be like, what? It's like the perpetrators are not really factoring in that eventually this hoax that they've concocted about you was going to be dismantled at some point of time. They didn't think that, or they're not seeing that far. It's bizarre. It all backfired. People are seeing the real you. People are liking the real you, loving the real you. And a lot of times slander happens behind our backs without us really knowing and understanding what was really going on the whole time. It could be like that. Oh yeah, Nadia says they will discover the hard way that they messed with the wrong one. Yep. I think one of the things that slanderous people hate the most, because once again, it's what they're worried about, low key. Maybe I should say high key. The slanderous people are worried that after the slander, right, you're still being the best that you can be. Like the slander did not have the effect, which was to destroy you, in some capacity. They're hoping that you would not ever recover. But when they see that not only are you on the up and up, their slander did not work. So they're seeing you shine brighter than ever before. To them, it's like none of this is supposed to be the result of their slanderous ways or their slanderous deeds. What I will say about a hater is that because their ventures are diabolical in nature, they will never come into fruition. And, why can't they just get on? You know what I mean? Why can't they just move on? Or if you hate somebody so much, or if you really dislike somebody, just like Easter said, hate's a strong word, right? If you dislike somebody so much, why do you put all this effort in trying to get everybody to be against them? Like, why are you even on them like that? Why are you watching me like that? Why are you looking at the person's socials like that and really putting together this plan to get everybody away? Like, why are you so into somebody you hate? Why are you so, invested in somebody that you swear that you don't like? That is bad, piss poor, terrible, why? Why would they do that? It's like they want to stay connected to you. They want to stay connected to your name. These individuals are a little bit shaky. They get clout off your name as well. Like you could be doing your thing. They could be hating on you heavy, right? But they require you at the same time because your name holds a lot of weight and they want an association with that, but they don't want an association of the positive variety. They want an association where they could just talk your name and somehow get the community riled up about you. But it's like it's negative. It's damaging, potentially damaging. Haters are fans, by the way. That's my perception of it. A hater is a fan because, the ones that I'm speaking of that still linger and still stay around and cause all these problems, these people are flat out fans because I just don't understand how these two can coexist. Where you're hating on me so hard, you hate me, you don't like me, this, that, and the third, all these things you want to spread, these lies and rumors, but you're going, like, why are you so invested? Why are you so intrigued? Why do you pay so much attention to what I do or to how I move? If it's something you find distasteful, or if it's something that, that you're trying to say, oh, I'm not who I say I am, or I'm the imposter, things like that. It's just, it all backfires. These haters, everything that they do, these individuals have an issue, right? When they've resorted to distorting the minds of others about you, then there's something off, all right? Because it's bad enough. It's bad. Okay, if that person as a single person does not like me and has a problem, okay, let that be what it is. But for you to actually go out there in the community and start spreading lies and creating drama and creating clouds of doubt around my name, I have to wonder if there's something else going on here. Why are you so invested? What are you doing? Why do you want to convince people of a version of me that does not exist? That cannot be good for the brain. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or anything like that. But that cannot be good for the brain, right? Where you're creating falsehoods in your brain about somebody else and then spreading it. There has to be something off here, right? And that's how I kind of see it. That's how I perceive it. It's just kind of bizarre. It does not match the action. It doesn't match the end. It doesn't match their stance. Their whole stance is there's something off with you, don't trust you, right? But then it's like they concoct these stories that hold no weight, that have no substance, that have no proof. People, all of their tactics, they kind of get debunked when you come around and you're just being you. You're a natural debunker. Everything that comes, everybody that comes against you, any negative plan that's coming at you, you debunk it without even trying because you're just being you. So your light shines through. People see what's really going on. Yeah, Matthew Rivera says, I prove them wrong. And that's what you got to do. And that's what you do naturally, when you're being yourself and you're shining in these grand proportions. It's hard to look away. It's hard to put that path. Everybody is going to understand, right? That person is a hater, or that person there's something wrong, right? For you to go out on this limb. It's very risky. It doesn't give much of a return. I don't understand it. It's kind of confusing. Like, you're going to slander my name, knowing that people are going to see me for who I really am. What's the gain here? They lose more than they gain in the end. And I find it ironic. I find it very interesting. And then they start tweaking a little bit. I've noticed that tweaking, acting out of whack, acting, it can be wild. When people decide that they dislike you so much that they want everybody to dislike you too. Even people who don't even know you. I've dealt with situations like that where the slanderous perpetrator has actually, I'll say that I don't always have solid proof that that's what they did. You know what I mean? But if I know that person is a hater and they're bringing a new person around, and the person is so shocked that, oh, you're Andrea, things like that. I know that there have been words said. I know that there have been words said that were incorrect, misleading, slander, right? And it's just, it's very weird. Because either way, when the hater comes around, and they bring their folks, or the hater, spreading lies, spreading rumors, there's going to be a high level of enticement. It's possible that the perpetrator is a influential person in some kind of way, where people will listen to them, or people might try to hear where they're coming from. But because of this influence as well, or this impact of their slander, they have the people that they've told it to coming at you and really wondering what's going on with you, and then becoming fans themselves, right? Where the perpetrator wanted you to have no fans. They wanted you to have no followers. They wanted people to disregard you. But now people can't stop thinking about you because of these parallels, because of these discrepancies, these inconsistencies of these tall tales that have been told about you, right? Ron says they are very delusional. Jeff Sykes, yep, it's diabolical. Mm-hmm. Ethereal says meekness is power under control. Right. Easter says what God has for me is for me. Matthew says people like us don't like speaking on this, but is release the negative, yeah, but is release the negative energy. Right. Yep. Yep. The only way to deal with slander is to be yourself. That's the only real way, unless it has gone so far that the law has to get involved, and that's a whole different process, you know. And I have a law background actually. I have a law background, I have a paralegal background, so I know a little bit about the law, and slander can definitely be a legal situation. It could go to the courts, it can get bad if it's affecting your livelihood that severely, where you're losing business from the slander. There's something hurting your business, there's something hurting your livelihood, something hurting your finances. It could be a situation where people are dragging your name through the mud so badly that you cannot live right. You cannot, it's affecting you that bad. So it's definitely something where, the perpetrators, once again, are very bold. Like, this is not wise of them to do, right? Because they could actually hurt you really bad by, speaking words about you to others. To others, it's outside of their own thoughts. They could think whatever they want to think about you, and move on, but they can't move on. They got to spread it, you know? Super spreaders. Slanderous people, it is kind of like, it's problematic. These individuals are highly problematic, these slanderous people, because they have no shame. You see how hard they go to try to taint your image. You see how hard they go try to get everybody on this bandwagon of hating on you. It's like they make people come at you with curiosity, right? People are curious about you, intrigued by you, attracted to you after they said you were not attractive, you were not skilled, you were not capable. And everybody that they misled is coming at you, realizing you're more than capable, you're more than attractive, you're more than skilled, you're everything they said you were not. It's very, very deceptive. Very deceptive. It's like everything that they said, they're parallel. It's very problematic, Ron says they must be pretty miserable. Yes, for sure. And Jeff, I hope you're doing awesome. Have a great night, Jeff, for sure. Jeff Sykes, take care. Leon says they got me so bad that even local attorneys won't help. That's troubling. Hey, Thea, have a great night as well. Take care to you guys there. Hey, Kevin, hope you're doing awesome. Yeah, Matthew says you have to find good people that approach you fully. I hear what you're saying there. Right. Dustin says if they slander you to the extent others cause you bodily harm, that's a no-no. Yeah, that's a criminal offense. That is a whole other thing there. That's very troubling to think about. Mm-hmm. Spaceman says gang stalking at its finest, SMH. Right. Yeah, um, when I was younger, slander got to me a lot. When I was hearing people saying all types of crazy stuff about me, it would break me down. All right. Like, it would make me feel very uncomfortable, crying, sad, worried, anxious. Like, it's because I was void of a backbone. That's what it was. I was void of a backbone, but, in my adult years, I realized that, damn, like, not trying to say any bad words here, but it's like, wow, these people can go so hard and to be so negative about me, and it's like there's no shame here, right? There's no shame. But as I got older, I realized that all you can really do is just do you, be you the best way that you know how, because that in of itself makes the slander dissipate, or exposes it as slander, not as what you really are, who you really are, but exposes it as, what, that clearly wasn't true. These people are super spreaders of deceit. These people wanted everybody to be confused about you. And the only thing that's really confusing in this situation is what was the end game here for the perpetrator? What was the end game? What were they hoping to gain from this situation as a result of the hate that they spread on your name, of the lies, of the rumors, of the gossip that they put out there about you? What in the world were they hoping for to be a return? It's bizarre. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh no, crucial. When I said criminal, because he was talking about bodily harm. So that's when I was like, okay, that's a criminal thing, right? But slander in of itself is a civil thing. If you're trying to sue somebody for being slanderous to you, that's civil. But bodily harm and hurting somebody else, that's a criminal thing right there. Right. you know, um, when it comes to the truth, the truth will always set you free. That's what they say, and it's no more true than in a situation of slander, in a case of slander. That's when the truth prevails. What is the truth about that person? What is the truth about that situation? Right? And unfortunately, there are people who are going to believe the slander because they don't have any reason to not believe it in their brain, in their minds. If that person is saying it, it must be true, right? But when they come at you and they start to get to know you, these neutral parties, I can't, sometimes they're not fully neutral, but in general, people who may not really know you that well coming at you, trying to figure out whether or not you are really what they're claiming that you are, it's going to be obvious that there are discrepancies, that there were lies being force fed down other people's throats about who you were. The perpetrators that slander your name are obsessed with you. They are fans of yours. They oftentimes wish they had attributes that they see that you have. They may not fully want to have your life, but perhaps attributes of your life they find very interesting. They want that. They know they can't get that, and they know they can't take it from you, so they resort to this other way, this other avenue of trying to destroy you and sabotage you, which is to get everybody up in arms about who you really are. And you're not that, you're not this way. It could be like that. Ron says they copy you without giving you credit. Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. This ring light I have on here is so rickety. Cam says, sound about right. How are you doing, Cam? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing well. I always thank you guys so much for being on the streams and watching the content. It's always great. Always great. Abigail says rickety. It's rickety. The thing about me too is like when I have a piece of equipment, I will use the heck out of the equipment until it does not work. You know what I mean? Like if I don't have to, but it's rickety though. It's rickety. It's getting there. Hey Terry, hope you're doing well. Yeah, Easter says can't pay them no mind. Exactly. Street nasty. Nice to see you. Yep. And slanderous people, sometimes they'll slander you on things that you don't even care about, right? Like they'll say, oh, I heard that she lives in this kind of place. I heard he's doing this for work. And they slander it as though you care that deeply, Like it could be things that you do or things that you have. What they're saying could be a part of your reality, but they exaggerate it to the extent that they make it seem like it's a very bad thing for you. It's a very bad setup for you. It's an unfortunate life you live. and everybody should be wary of you for it. Not understanding that you're content. You have contentment, you are satisfied, you are happy and feeling fulfilled with the life that you've built. They know that, though. They know that you feel good about yourself. They know that you feel confident in yourself. They don't like that, and they don't want people to see that in you. So they'll make it seem like you're not confident, you're more meek, you're more you're not strong as you claim you are. Strength doesn't come in physique. That's the it does, I mean, technically, but it's always deeper. Strength comes from your brain, your mind, being mentally tenacious, being able to handle anything that's thrown your way because your mind is solid. That's when the strength really comes out. They know that. They know that your mind is solid. They know that the words you speak hold weight. Your presence holds weight. And they're super intimidated by these attributes that you have. They don't want it coming out that you're this way. They don't want people to buy into who you really are. They want people to believe another narrative about you. They want other people to believe that you are not who you say you are. But it's everything this is the funny thing. Everything they say that you're not, you are. And a lot of times, everything that they say they are, they're not. A lot of these people, sometimes they are mimics. These people sometimes, like, they'll diss you. They will diss you, drag your name to filth, and copy you, right? They'll tell everybody you're this, you're that, and the third, and they copy this, that, and the third. Like, they will literally mimic you down to the drip. They will follow everything that you do, right? And swear that they don't like you. People should stay away from you. And then they start following your practices. They start adopting your regimens. They start copying every little thing that you do. And it's like, what? You talk all this, you talk my name to filth just to come out to be a mimic, right? So it's grimy, it's low. It doesn't settle, it doesn't sit well with a lot of us. Like, how can you drag my name to filth and then, and copy afterwards, or steal something from me afterwards? It's kind of like how they move is grimy. It's not positive. It's fake as well. And I've seen this. People will talk all types of smack. Next day, they have the same thing I have. They're doing something similar to what I do. And it cannot be a coincidence. This is what they do. This is what these people will do. They'll grill you up and down. They'll turn their noses up to you, go out there in the community, talk all types of crazy, and in the shadows, literally crafting themselves and molding themselves, trying to fashion themselves to what you would do, right? But they don't like you, though, right? And they just misled everybody about you, right? But they're trying to mimic you? Why in the world would they do that? That completely goes against their campaign, which is hate-based, which is jealousy-based. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, exactly. Cam says we are leaders whether we know it or not. Joey says, good morning from Malaysia, Saturday, 10 a.m. Praise God, I'm here with you. Welcome from Malaysia. That is amazing. Thank you, Joey. Right. Lynn says, imitation is a form of flattery, but there's a fine line, There's a fine line. Right. Lynn says, people don't like themselves, so they try to be something that they're not. Make the Fight says, monitoring spirits is what I'm dealing with. Oh, I've had to deal with that as well. I've had to deal with that as well. No doubt. Like, these people will watch you. They will watch you. They will grill you. They will analyze and dissect your life to the little tidbits that sometimes we're not even actively thinking about, but they're thinking about it because they're lurking that severely, they're lurking that deep. Um, and It's weird. It's really weird. Josh says yes, because they are learning and practicing. It's good if they are stealing and pretending it's not. Right. Make says, how often do you go live? I go live every Friday. I normally go live 8:30. But today, because I have an event tomorrow, I decided to come on here 30 minutes earlier. And I'm here for an hour anyway. Yeah. Easter says, worried about the wrong thing. Right. 2HL Production says, how can they steal with no shame? It's because these people, this is not their first rodeo. Trevor says, fake friends deny they are envious, but if so, why do they lurk? Why would they be lurking from fake accounts? Because they can't peel their eyes away from you. It's like they don't want to be caught. A lot of these slanderous people, like, they will hide the fact that they're the ones doing it as well. Like, they'll make it seem like, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. I've seen that. These people will watch you. People will stalk you. It's more psychological than anything else. Unless you've blocked them, then there's nothing really stopping them from lurking on your life. But if they just have multiple accounts already ready to stalk you and to lurk on you when they don't have to do that, then right, that this is a regimen of theirs. This is a routine of theirs. This is something that they've invested in, right? Religiously, to the point where they've set up practice, they've set up shop. It's very strange, and it's to lurk on your life and to gather intel, to be able to discredit you, to be able to shame you, belittle you. It's wild. Yeah. Trevor says, it's my ex-friend. It's spooky, isn't it? Ethereal says, narcissists are heartless. Yep. Abigail says, and their favorite word is never. LMAO. Right. Everybody, I know I like to joke around a lot and I like to crack jokes a lot. But in all honesty, in all seriousness, take care with people who are slandering you at this time, spreading lies about you at this time. I've even had to deal with it recently. It's sickening. I've had to deal with it very recently, where there is a perpetrator going around and spreading falsehoods and expecting people to believe that narrative instead of believing what is actually transpiring. And sometimes it can get to you, but once again, you have to remain steadfast in the truth of who you actually are and for what you actually stand for, and how parallel, once again, these existences actually are, right? You don't want to be swayed by the slander. You don't want the slander to affect your life. You don't want these people to have access to your world as well, to gain any kind of intel, to know the nitty gritty details of your world. You don't want that. These individuals need to be left at the wayside. They offer nothing valuable. They're around to start drama, to start problems, bored out of their minds a lot of the times, and obsessed as well. These individuals, are problematic. They're obsessed, they're angry, they're jealous. They do a lot of things in the background that are very deceitful, all because they don't want people to actually see you for who you really are. So that's concerning, right? Because no matter what they're going to see, right? Once again, what was the end goal here for them? It's a risk. It's something that, you ever see something, you ever see an opportunity presents itself, and it's so clearly obvious that it's going to go awry. If you buy into it, it's going to go awry. It's like buying into a scam, you know? It's like a scam. It's like it's so obviously a scam. Like you got $1,000 to your bank account, press this link to get your money deposited. It's so obviously a scam, you know, and that's a lot of times how these slanderous people move. Like they are scammy, they are fraudulent, they spread fake information, hoping that people bite the bait. But when they click it, when people buy into it, the lies, the deceit, the terror that they spread, it's just sick. Sometimes they're really sick. They spread a lot of sick things. They say a lot of things that are really, really pushing it. you know it's a scam. Anybody that buys into it just bought into a scam. Anybody that believes it already had, their time has been compromised, having to deal with this situation, having to deal with the slander that these perpetrators spread. Jealousy is here. Jealousy is what it is. Envy is what it is. These people have a loathing. They have a disdain because you're shining. They don't like that you shine and that you're getting exposure. It's kind of a concerning element, that they feel like they have to eradicate. They have to eradicate it, not by taking anything from you, because they know that they cannot, but what they do resort to once again is going out there and trying to get everybody to look at you funny, getting everybody to look at you different. And it'll never work. It'll never be, because you will shine. You will show who you really are. And the real ones will take heed to that and will be attracted by that and enthralled by that, because it's what's genuine. It's what's real. If there's one thing I could say on the mindset elevator, and I really mean when I say this, keep being real, because this is what helps you to continue to go higher. As you go higher, the attacks get stronger. People get more desperate. People become more unhinged. And I've seen this. Even the little incremental steps I've made throughout my life, the perpetrators who have slandered me, they're right there. They're waiting. They are waiting to tear it down. They are waiting to just rip it apart, and to try to discredit me while I go on my odyssey, while I go on my climb. They try so hard, and it's very funny to me, because I will never stop. I will never stop the climb as much as they want me to. It's not going to happen, right? I'm firm on being you. Be you, right? Be you and be happy with you. And if you're not happy with elements of you, don't fret. There are so many things that we can do to elevate ourselves to the point where we are satisfied, to the point where we are very, very, pleased with ourselves and our progression, right? Don't ever feel like you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not shine. You always shine. That's what these perpetrators see too. They're very intimidated. You always shine. They try to make something They try to make nothing into something. Like a lot of times it's just them. It's not even an issue with you. It is them. They might try to discredit your work, but it's really their work that should be questioned. You know what I mean? Like it's very much projection. It's giving projection vibes. Like they might try to discredit you for your work and how they believe you're not skilled. But what they're really trying to say here is that they're not skilled and they don't want that to be the focal point. So they want your lack of skills to take center stage, but it doesn't exist because you're very skilled. You're up, you're elevated. Kamar says, they thought I would care. Right. Yeah, Goldie says, keep going up. The real is always going to rise to the top. Everybody check out Goldie. Goldie's been rocking with the channel for quite some time. He has an awesome channel here, all right, on YouTube. Colognes, perfumes, beauty care, skin care. Check out Goldie, okay, everybody? Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nadia, for the positive vibes. Cam says, they definitely try. Right. Trevor says, they criticize everyone, but their work is low quality. One thing too, Trevor, I will say is I wholeheartedly agree with you. You know what I mean? But I will also say is that, and I've said it in a previous video, these people could have their own accolades. They could be very successful, very wealthy, very successful, being blessed just like you are. And they can't stand that you are being blessed, though. They don't like that reality. They don't mind if they're shining, but you can't shine at the same time. They will slander you so that people don't regard you as also blessed, also skilled, also talented, higher, getting more blessed. Nope, they don't want people to see that about you. They don't want it. Yeah, Easter says they want to control grown people, right? How nonsensical is that? Persian, nice to see you. Thank you, Persian, for being here. Thank you, guys. Ron says they can't have the spotlight on anyone but themselves. LOL. That's just seems like how it goes, eh? That's just what it seems like, you know? Thank you, Abigail, for the great vibes. Abigail, Ron, everybody here, Street Nasty, Josh. All right. Kamar, Goldie, Easter, Persian, everybody here, Nadia, Cam, Beverly. How are you guys doing? Kevin. Hope you guys are doing awesome, all right? I thank you guys. I love you guys so, so, so much. And I'm always happy to be here. Mm-hmm. I love live streaming. I really enjoy it. I really, really, really do. Love reading all the comments, love seeing all the insight. And it's just what really builds the community up. And I'm very thankful for that. Um, you know, I didn't really have a lot of cheerleaders growing up, but I knew that I wanted to be a cheerleader of sorts, you know, and I'm happy to be on YouTube, and I'm happy to give insight about a lot of the things that you guys have been through. I've been through as well. You know, it's a lot of things. I will never come on here and act like I just had it made. I got it made. I have, you know, I'm just this. No, you know, I will never portray that because that's not factual. There's a lot of things that I've been through that have knocked my behind down, right? Looking around like John Travolta in that meme, who's gonna pick me up? Who's gonna help me up? But you know, I always got up though, right? You have to get up. You cannot stay down, and people will speak words on your life, and they're going to try to knock you down with the words that they speak against you. And you know, it's very troubling. It just goes to show nobody has to put their hands on you to try to knock you down. They will just speak a few words, but these words will be like poison. It is like it's something that was ingested, you know, poison. Words can be poisonous because it's the intention behind the words. There is no innocence here. There's no mistake. Slander is a purposeful, wrongful act, right? That is meant to destroy the perception, the credibility, the reputation of a particular individual, right? And oftentimes the individual didn't do nothing. That person, the victim, didn't do anything except for shine bright, and people have a problem with that. A lot of times it's just that. There doesn't have to be no tit for tat. There does not have to be a beef. You could just be doing you, going up, grinding, shining, you know, smiling. And that is the trigger for the perpetrator. That's the trigger because you're happy. People will slander you and then try to make you unhappy because they know that you're happy. You know, people will come out, they're going to diss you because they feel like your happiness will just be, it'll be dispersed. It's not going to exist because now you have this toxic situation to deal with. They're hoping to introduce sadness or paranoia into your world, thinking that, oh, now they don't have to see you smile. Now they don't have to worry about you being giddy because they just did all that talking on your name. But that talk is just like a whisper in the wind, because folks, real people, real ones are going to see who you really are. They're going to see you. They're going to love you because they see that it's genuine. They see that you come from a good place. And there's no faking that, you know? When it comes to you, there's no faking it. You can't fake the funk. Yeah, Street Nasty says just pure hatred, even though they have more than you. right? They can have their own thing going on, but because you have special qualities, that perhaps they find parallel to their own, they find jarring, they find even insulting. They can't have it like that. They can't have it that way where you're shining so bright, and they might be shining bright too, but they're focused on your glow. They're getting distracted by your glow. They start they start ignoring their own situation by trying to destroy your situation. That's when there's something off. you know Starseed, thanks for the great vibes here. Thank you so much for that. Goldie said they just want to wipe that smile off your face. I have people say, what are you smiling about? What are you so happy about? As though it's problematic that I'm smiling and happy. It's because I know who I am and I love life. I truly have a zest for life, and no man, no woman's going to stop that. Not even these kinds of perpetrators who decide to speak filth because of jealousy, because of envy, and because of a disdain for themselves, projection, because they think because something is a certain way for them, it should be that way for you. Or perhaps they think it's a little bit of the opposite, because things are going so well for them, things cannot go well for you. It must not coexist. But too bad for them. They could be great, they could be awesome, and you're going to be awesome too, and you're going to be great too, and you're going to go up too, regardless if they like it or not. That's not really your job to remedy. You're here to be you. All right. It's just crazy. It's crazy for sure. Thank you, Street Nasty. Thank you, everybody here. Thank you guys so very much. I've been on here for, let's check the time right now, 9:19. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for the great vibes, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here for all this time. I'm probably going to close out the stream right now, but what I do want to say is understand that the slander will always backfire. All right. The ill words, because once again, it's the intention behind the words. These intentioned negative narratives that are being pushed outwardly to communities, to your college professor, to your boss, to the family. These concocted tales that are meant to destroy your reputation, it's coming to the light, it's coming out that these perpetrators, like, they're the ones with the problem. They wanted to make it seem like you had the issues that just couldn't, that they were out of control. But what's really coming out, though, is that they have the issues because of all this smear campaigning that they've done, all this hate. They could be talking like this, like 24 hours a day, talking about you. You know what I mean? Talking about you. It's kind of like, don't you have anything else to talk about? Don't you have anything else to look forward to? Why you always got this person's name in your mouth? You know, Real ones start asking real questions. I'm the type of person, someone's telling me a story that they want me to believe, I will ask them, okay, what did you do? What was your role? And they're like, oh, what, me? You don't, what do you mean by, because I want to have the full picture. Then they don't want to tell the story. So it's kind of like that, where real ones will start asking questions and the perpetrators will clam up. They are not going to want to get into it. They're going to dismiss you, or dismiss the doubters who don't believe the falsehoods that they've been spreading. Yeah, Cam says, our life, their entertainment. People will probably sit around at a table talking about you, drinking drinks, eating food, but they can't really penetrate your energy. They can't come around you a lot of the times. All they could do is speculate about what in the world you could be up to. Right. It's a lot of hate in the world, and you got to be the love and you got to be the light in these times. and understand that as you traverse through life, you can't make nobody break you, because it's the life that you've built. It's the path that you're on. It must be protected, and it must be kept wholesome. And there's going to be people around us who threaten the peace that we've built because they are jealous. You know, there's not really a lot of reasons why somebody would take this stance with somebody that stays out the way, doing their own thing, minding their business, but they're so on you. It's kind of like it's an obsession. It's an obsession. But you got to stay true to your mission. You got to stay true to your path, to your purpose, right? So that you can continue to make the best moves and you can rise above the drama. You always want to try to rise above it, be a cut ahead from the drama, because this is what they dwell in. These are dark waters, these are dark realms that they're wading through, right? And they want everybody to believe that it's actually you that are in these dark planes, but you're not. You're amongst the light. You're where it's clear. You're where everything makes sense and you're making all the right moves and you're calling the shots and you're at the top and you're at the forefront. Everything they say you are, you're not. Everything they wish bad, every bad thing they wish upon you is not your situation, right? Every lie that they tell is perhaps their reality, which is what I've seen, saying you're like this, you're like that. Two twos when you look, that's what they're living. That's what they do, right? Oh, you do this, you do that. They get real haughty about it. Turn around and you'll see they're doing that and worse. These people project. They're so ashamed of the way they move. They got to push it on somebody else and make it seem like that's actually your existence. That's actually how you move. That's what you do. Those are your practices. A lot of times these folks are not even around you to really know what you're really up to. It's purely speculation, for them to try to call out how you are. They could be talking about a past version of yourself. They may not have seen you for a very long time and they're slandering you. Oh, this, that, and the third. Stuff that's 15 years old, 20 years old, things that are no longer relevant, no longer your reality, no longer who you are. But they're talking about it as though this is your current situation, because they want people to think that you have not transformed and that you've not elevated to the degree that you are showing, trying to cast doubt. But the real ones know it's no faking it when it comes to you. The real ones know that there was jealousy in the perpetrator's heart when they went out there and tried to distort the perception of you. Cam says, even in our low energy, our light still shines bright. Oh, absolutely. Love is Key says, and yes, I got family members have slammed on me and made everybody hate me. They are narcissists. Family, they're very troubling when they do stuff like this, because there's supposed to be a blood tie or a familial tie. And the fact that they even go to this dark place to try to get everybody against you, everybody away from you. This is why people say, I'm not dealing with my family. I am not dealing with these folks. Look at how they talk my name to filth. I'm not going around these people to satiate the blood tie, to make everything okay because it's blood. Who cares? You know what I mean? That is insignificant when you're dissing me. Or that's insignificant when you're ganging up on me. That's insignificant when you're fake with me, right? It's like, no. That's why you can't just do it for the sake of togetherness. Because what is togetherness if you're the one that's what is togetherness if you're the one who's at a distance, or who's being made to feel different, who's being treated differently? It's to mess your brain up, right? To make you feel as though you have a duty to abide or to follow this group's regimens or this group's practices at all costs, even to your own detriment. I don't think so. you know yeah, family can be troubling, because it's, if you can't trust family, who can you trust? That's the problem when it comes to family. If you can't even trust these folks, if they're running their mouth about you, who can you really trust? That's crazy. A cousin, a brother, a sister, an aunt, an uncle, a grandmother, grandfather. You'd be surprised. Some of these people, man, they move grimy too, right? They will drag your name to filth and then say, "Come on to the event. Come through." Like they act fake as well, right? They will act fake because they believe this familial tie absolves them of all wrongdoing and that you should just let bygones be bygones because there's a blood tie. That's so toxic, you know what I mean? And it's not good for the brain. Lynn says they are the worst ones. Oh yeah. Z400 says, and then when you show up, it's a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, it could be crazy. Definitely can be crazy. Nadia says blood does not equal family. Correct. That's, you could be born into any family or you could be adopted into any family. And it doesn't mean that by default, you are indebted to these individuals. You're not indebted to anybody. You know what I mean? When somebody starts treating you dirty, you can boogie. You don't have to subject yourself to this kind of treatment. You have options. That's the thing about all of us here in the Mindset Elevator. We have options. We're not stuck. We're not so desperate to be a part of a connection where we're not even being treated right. We're being slandered. We're being spoken about in a wrongful way, right? And everybody's looking at us funny. Who wants to exist in that way? Who wants to live like that when we can live a better life with our own folks or with just ourselves, with our little families, with our kids? Like, we don't need drama, you know? Right. Everybody, I'm going to be writing a memoir. I'm going to be writing a memoir about a situation that needs to be exposed in my life. I'm going to be writing a memoir. I don't know when it's going to be released because I think it's going to be lengthy, but it's a situation that has transpired starting 2024 to these current times. And it's going to be very interesting to share this story with you guys. I want you guys to wait on it if you don't mind. A tale that is so crazy, a situation that is so crazy in my life that it's just truly hard to believe. I'm going to be writing a memoir. I'm getting the drafting done there for that book. And I'm all about exposing things that are wrong, things that are incorrect, things that have to be highlighted. That is therapeutic to me when you let it be known the real stuff that are happening in your world and how it affects you so that it doesn't affect somebody else. So, I'm going to be looking forward to that. Everybody, I've been on here for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream at this time. But I want to say, everybody, thank you guys for joining me on this stream. I'm happy that I started at 8 o'clock. So that was actually pretty good. um, so tomorrow's February 1st. Tomorrow's my son's first birthday. So that is wonderful for our family. And it's just, it's been great. It's been good. I feel very, very happy to come on here to share a lot of different things with all of you here. And I appreciate all of you guys' insight, all of your just all your stories, all of the comments that you guys share, and the insight that you guys share, and just the wholesomeness of it, just the good vibes that I get. This is just what really makes me feel thrilled, all right, to come on here and to share a community with people from all over the world. It's not anything of what it's different from what I'm used to, you know. And when you finally find yourself, when you finally get into the groove of what you love to do, you don't want to go back. You don't want to turn back. You want to continue to move forward. And you guys all have allowed me to do that. Continue to move forward and you guys have added so much value to the channel, allow the channel to grow. It's because of it's because of you guys, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have enabled that. And so I'm very, very thankful for that, for sure. And I'll be sharing some pictures for sure, no doubt. Um, you know, a lot of cooking ahead, things like that. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And I thank you guys so much. Just, no matter what has been going on, you guys have been here, man. You guys are so supportive. So supportive. The way just you guys coming on the streams, you guys just sharing your thoughts. It cannot be compared. It cannot be deduced to any simple thing. It should be highlighted. You guys are so nice. You guys are so generous with your time. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so very much. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you for all the likes, all the watches, all the commentary. We're going to definitely stay connected this weekend, no doubt. And I hope you guys all have a lovely, lovely February 2025. Okay. January was good. All right. It's just about to get better though. All right. So hold on tight and enjoy the ride. That is your life. All right, everybody. Don't let anybody get to you in regards to slander. Because at the end of the day, once again, the real ones are going to see the discrepancies and respect you because you always stayed true. Always stay true no matter what is being said about you. Rise above the drama. The perpetrators always reveal themselves and they always expose themselves to be what they are, obsessed individuals who don't think there's enough room for you to shine too. Well, guess what? There's more than enough room for you to shine, for you to be the best person that you can be. And that's just what you've been guided to do. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. I've been on here for a while. That is hilarious. I think it's because I started at 8, so I don't mind at all. But thank you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I really love all of you so very much. All right. Let's stay connected, everybody. Stay up, and I'm going to see you guys soon. Okay. Take care. Take care, guys. Bye.